I don't know if you guys have realized this, but Ravens' second-round pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, Mike Green, has yet to sign his rookie contract. Well, he's not alone. I'll break that down on today's show, and then we're going to get to what I believe his ceiling and floor is for the 2025 season. All that and more coming up right here on the Ravens Rundown. Are there contract concerns with one Mike Green and the Baltimore Ravens as their second-round pick has yet to sign his rookie deal? It's been an interesting last couple of months. Obviously, the draft happened in late April. Right now, where we're currently sitting, we're close to the middle of July, and still, every single draft pick, all the 10 other ones that the Baltimore Ravens took into the 2025 NFL Draft, they've all signed the dotted line, but one edge rusher has not. Now, training camp, it's just around the corner. It will be here quicker than you know it. Next week, to be exact, because the rookies will report on July 15th. The rest of the team will join them a little bit later. And if you think this issue is only happening in Baltimore, well, I'll just tell you this right now. It's not. You're wrong. Adam Schefter put this tweet out in late June. Heading into the weekend, in less than a month from training camp, only 2 of the NFL's 32 second-round draft picks have signed. Deals are stalled over whether or not contracts will be fully guaranteed. The only 2 2025 second-round picks are now signed are Cleveland's Carson Schlesinger and Houston's Jaden Higgins. I know for a fact Jaden Higgins did get a fully guaranteed deal. Schlesinger, I would assume, probably got the same. So, of every single second-round pick, only 2 of them have signed their deals. Everybody else, they're banding together, going on strike, them and their agents. Guaranteed money. That has turned into the sticking point for this entire situation. How much guaranteed money will these guys get? Now, we know first-round picks, usually all 4 of those years are guaranteed. And then, of course, they have that 5th-year option as well. Second-round picks, it's a little bit different. Third-rounders, it's usually that first year, maybe a second or a third, and then it goes on down more and more down the line from 3rd to 7th round. But if you look back at the last couple of second-round picks, Roger Rosengarten, guaranteed money, $795,000 in year 1. That was last season. $1.09 million this year. Then after this year, it was 2 straight years in 2026 and 2027 without a dime of guaranteed money. The Ravens didn't have a second-round pick in 2023, but they did have one in 2022, one David Ojabo, who actually got 3 years of guaranteed money. $705K in 2022, $1.06 million in 2023, $700,000 in 2024. This year, he will have $0 guaranteed, which is kind of a big reason why I believe he's not going to make this roster. But total guaranteed money throughout the 4-year contract, $2.47 million. If I'm being honest with you, because of everything that's happening right now, I think the 2+2 model is over for second rounders. I think last year was probably the last year that it was going to happen. The 2+2 model is basically the first 2 years of your deal. Those are the guaranteed years. The 2 after that, no dollars guaranteed. And I think after this whole negotiating process and the fact that we sit right here in July and only 30 of those rookies have signed their deals, 2 have signed their deals, 30 haven't, I think this is the end of it. And you know what? I think we would all do the same thing. I think it's easy to sit here and wave your finger at Mike Green and say, you're just a kid. You're going to play this game for millions of dollars. You're dumb for not wanting to, just go ahead, suit up, play, and play with the team. But like these agents are just doing their jobs. These draft picks, they're just trying to get the money that they feel like they deserve. Being a second-round pick is nothing to scoff at in the National Football League. If you had a choice of, hey, you're going to go get a new job, do you want the last 2 years in your deal to be unguaranteed, or do you want those to be guaranteed? Every single one of us would be choosing the latter. Now, with Mike Green, it seems like it's a little bit different. Because my question on this whole thing is, do the Ravens have a little bit of leverage because of Green's sexual assault allegations? Now, that's not proven or not, the leverage part. But in my mind, if I'm the one negotiating that deal, if I'm Eric DaCosta, I'm saying to Mike Green and his agent, saying, hey, look, we took a risk drafting you because of those allegations. What happens in 2 years if those allegations turn out to be true? You can't play football anymore, yet you still have that guaranteed money. I wonder if that leans a little bit to the Baltimore Ravens side and the leverage from talking about this deal. Now, are there any concerns with this? Not yet, okay? Until July 15th rolls around, I'm not concerned about these contracts not being signed. You think back to last year, the rookie first rounders for the Chicago Bears, Rome Odunze, Caleb Williams, they didn't even sign their deals until the day before training camp. And so until July 15th gets here, I'm not going to worry about it. But if the day rookies report, if Mike Green isn't in that mix, then I'll kind of start to worry about it and say, you know what? These practices for a guy like that, I don't care how good he was in college, you're a rookie, these mean something. Speaking of training camp almost being here, we'll be here for all of it. Full Ravens training camp coverage and even more content than you could even imagine. Make sure you subscribe, and after you do that, make sure to turn on those notifications as well so that whenever we drop a video, you can be the first one in the comment section, first one watching along with us. All right, we talked about the contract situation. Let's talk about some more fun things now, okay? More fun thing than numbers. Let's talk floor and ceiling of what I think Mike Green is able to accomplish in his rookie year. I think the ceiling for him is what Watt did in his rookie year, okay? I think Watt and Mike Green kind of had similar comps going into their draft. Now, Watt got taken in the first round. Green got taken in the second. But we all know that if Mike Green didn't have those allegations against him, he would have been a first-round talent and probably gotten drafted even higher than T.J. Watt did in his respective draft class. But still, T.J. Watt had a great rookie year. 54 tackles, 7 sacks, 1 forced fumble, 1 interception, a good amount of tackles for losses as well. And I look at this and I'm like, man, if this is what Mike Green gives me, like, I would sign up for that today. And I think he has the ability to, right? I think that's his ceiling. Now, the reason why I cap his ceiling at somewhere around 7 sacks is, let's be real, he's got to share the defensive line with a lot of really good edge rushers, okay? You got to share a lot of sacks this season because he's up there with Kyle Van Noy, with Odafe Owe, with Nnamdi Madubuike in the middle. Like, Van Noy and Owe were double-digit sack guys last year. Madubuike was a double-digit sack guy the year before that. So that's going to be hindering his sack production a little bit. But you could also play devil's advocate with that statement and say, hey, Joey, I get what you're saying, but being on that line with those as many good pass rushers as the Baltimore Ravens have, like, that's going to help him out because he's not going to be the number one guy that offenses are scheming to block. When you're playing really good teams, Mike Green's going to be like the third one down their list of guys to watch out for. So that could help him a little bit. Sees a little bit less double teams. Sees a little bit less attention. The interesting thing about this pass rush is the way that Zach Orr schemes it up. Runs a lot of simulated pressures. Basically what that means is he doesn't blitz a lot. 20th in the National Football last year in blitz percentage yet. Second in sacks with 54. He simulates a lot of blitzes, but ends up only sending about 4 guys. He uses a lot of stunts. He outsmarts, I would say, the opposition, rather than just sending the kitchen sink at them and trying to overpower them. And it worked in 2024. Now I'm curious if they're going to want to run that back, same kind of way to rush the passer in 2025. It is time to get your crystal balls out and predict Mike Green's stats. What do you think he's going to do in 2025? I want you to give me tackles, and I want you to give me sacks. Do it in the comment section down below. We've talked ceiling, now it's time to talk floor, okay? I think the floor for him is Dallas Turner's rookie year. I don't know if you paid attention to the first rounder out of Alabama who came with a lot of hype. He didn't have the best rookie season. 20 tackles, only 3 sacks, 0 forced fumbles, 0 pass breakups as well. And let's be real. Dallas Turner came into his senior year with Alabama with like the most hype of all. Sure, Will Anderson, his teammate the year before that, had a lot of really big hype surrounding him. But the same thing goes with Dallas Turner. He came into that year, people expecting him to land in Minnesota, land with Brian Flores, and like be this absolute stud and freak in year 1. But he easily got buried on that depth chart. kind of the same story that we're talking about with Mike Green. There's a lot of really good pass rushers in Minnesota. Van Ginkel stepped up and had an amazing year for the Vikings, okay? And so I can see the same thing possibly happening for Mike Green in his rookie year. He comes in, there's a lot of really high expectations, but because there's so many good players on that defense, it's easy for that sack number to be a little bit smaller, for those snaps just in general to be a little bit smaller. Now, the difference with Minnesota than when you're talking about Baltimore, they blitz a hell of a lot more. Literally double their blitz rate is from compared to the Baltimore Ravens. They blitz at a rate of first in the National Football League, 40.6% of the time. So Brian Flores' approach to rushing the passer is very, very different from Zach Orr's. Now, they both work really well. You know who led the NFL in sacks last year? It was the Minnesota Vikings. Okay? Second, Baltimore Ravens, 20% difference in their blitz rate. So there's more than one way to skin a cat, right? You can do things multiple ways. Now back to Mike Green. I'm going to wrap it up and end it with this. If he flashes at times, like if there's those times that we're in a watch party together watching him play and you see that athleticism, you see that freak of nature, you see him get to the quarterback in like a second and a half, and he gives me like 6 sacks along the way, I will be so happy. I'll be really, really happy. Regardless, I'm excited to see him. Excited to watch him play. I wish this contract situation would get figured out soon, so that way it's just like out of sight, out of mind, you know? But for where we sit right now, I'm just happy to watch the kid. Make sure that you guys are subscribed to the channel. We're going to get on out of here. Appreciate you guys for spending your time with us today. I'm Joey Peterson. Shout out producer Lopez. Y'all have a fantastic day. Don't forget, join us right here by subscribing for daily videos.